Hello. Hi.
Shanty-Day number 51.
51.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
Oh my gosh.
We made it into the 50s here. It's crazy.
We have. I mean, technically we made it into the 50s yesterday.
That's true.
But
here we are. I'm Sky.
I'm Sagan.
And we're siblings. And we sing sea shanties. And we don't normally sing them this late in the day. Sorry for those of you that were waiting for us earlier. I'm not sure.
Point it out.
No. I was just going to say it's because we were on a Zoom call with our friend from the West Coast, Lauren. And so shout out to Lauren and Ben, because I know they're watching these, or at least they claimed they're watching these. We'll see if they really meant it or not. Great to talk to old college friends and choir friends and all those wonderful things. So all of our best to all of our friends out there on the West Coast. But great to talk to Lauren and Ben. And so, yes, we're blaming this on you.
That's right.
Is the reason that we're so late in the day. It's not really true at all, but we're sticking with it. But we have a fun one for you here today.
We do. It's called Captain Kidd. Now, Captain Kidd, or Captain William Kidd, the person it's based after, so he was known in his time and after his time as a brutal, secretive, really sort of dastardly pirate. He's one of the primary figures that sort of gave rise to the myth about pirates burying their treasure and treasure maps and all that sort of thing. But historical records show actually depict a much different image of Captain Kidd as somebody who did work as a privateer, but who was ambitious, but also fair, and kind and generous with what he got, but who through a string of some really poor decisions, and just some like straight up bad luck, ended up with this with this reputation as just an awful pirate. The primary story is that he was at one point. Let me pull up my notes here.
Not that this ever happens. Not that people in history were actually one way and remembered another way.
He was a privateer, so he wasn't like 100% on the up and up. But
there's piracy, and then there's piracy.
Then there's piracy.
Yeah.
You can really sort of trace it back to he had just gotten a new ship called the Adventure Galley.
What a great name.
It is, and actually was hired to hunt pirates. He had just gotten that, and he was sailing down the Thames. And he failed to salute a Navy yacht at Greenwich. Now, which saluting the Navy yacht was custom. Saluting Navy vessels was custom. The Navy yacht fired a single shot to make them show respect, and the crew who Kidd had picked out, who had handpicked as the best sailors he knew, mooned the Navy yacht.
Nice.
Yeah. Now that's that's not to say that they weren't still men of good character, but generally professional sailors who did not work in the Navy generally didn't have a whole lot of respect for the Navy. You know, it's like, these
very
squares,
often
thumbing their noses, that sort of thing.
And it is almost universal that if respect is being demanded of you versus commanded of you, if you have somebody that commands respect, that's one thing. They've earned that.
Respect me.
Yeah. People don't respond well to that.
Generally not.
Yeah.
But so as a result, he lost a ton of the people that he picked out. They were press ganged into Navy service.
Yikes.
As a result, and so he sailed for New York City. With a short crew, and had to pick up more crew, and he did not have quite the selection when it came to people to fill those out, and most of them were hardened criminals. Probably a lot of them were former pirates themselves. And it goes on to, and that's really where like the bad luck started. With him sort of trying to run things as well as he could, and just having this rebellious,
having a good team, not overrated,
an openly hostile crew.
Yeah,
it's never good. Interestingly enough, among his officers was his quartermaster, Hendrik van der Huell. I'm not sure if that's how that's pronounced. It's Huell.
Huell, probably.
Huell.
Yeah.
It's noteworthy because Huell is thought to have been African or of African descent.
Cool.
And if that is true, historians haven't 100% verified of it. But that quartermaster would have been the highest ranking African black pirate in history.
Very cool.
So yeah, he would go on to become master's mate of a merchant vessel and was never convicted of piracy.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, so shout out to him. But so kids, unfortunately, his inability to properly control his crew, he would catch a ship and was like, all right, we're going to do this by the book. And his crew would be like,
no,
we're going to start killing people and taking things. And through this, he got
this rep.
He got this reputation. What he should have done was dump them off and gone back to England and try to make something of it. But because he was short on funds and supplies, he was like, well, I'm just going to try to make the best of it.
Right.
And that ended up netting him enough of a reputation of piracy that upon his that he became a wanted pirate. And upon his return to where is it? I think England. He was arrested at the docks and was like immediately shuttled off to a fast trial and a faster hanging. So this reputation that he has is, just this fearsome, ruthless, merciless pirate is really not really at all deserved. Certainly not in the capacity that he was known for it. However, his terrible reputation is what gives rise to this shanty.
There you go. Always do your research.
It talks about
so you can set the record straight and then sing the song anyway.
Awful of a person he was. And actually, interestingly enough, this shanty was thought to have been a favorite of Mormonism founder Joseph Smith. In 1830, it was adapted into an official church hymn, retitled into "How Precious Is the Name," and featured new lyrics.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, markedly less grisly lyrics, probably. But Joseph Smith evidently was fond of the tune enough, and it is catchy. It's very catchy. It's a lot of fun to sing.
Yeah.
But that he was like, I'm gonna make this into a song about God.
Hey, why not? We take songs that way and shift them the other way. That's one of the interesting things in
folk music and hymns. The old hymns. There's a
lot
of
sharing.
Cross-pollination. This is the official sign for like cross-pollination of musical sources.
This is a lot of information.
This is a lot of information. Now.
If you're still awake out there,
listen. Okay. It's important. Context is important.
It is important. So if you're still awake out there, the lyrics are down below.
Oh my gosh. Oh Jesus. We're 9 minutes in.
Yes, we are. Lyrics are down below, and this one just has responses basically.
It does have responses.
But they change in the very last verse, so make sure you're watching for that one.
Although
the tune's the same.
Yes, the tune is the same. So the first response is, the words are just "as I sailed." So the first response is, "As I sailed, as I sailed," and then the second response is, "As I sailed," or "as I sailed," and then at the end you sort of give like a little. So as I sailed. So yeah, so that's very important.
More sound effects that you should do with good vocal skills.
Yep. So then there's a little bit more, and then there's another response. Again, it's the as I sailed is the third response, and then the fourth response is as I sailed. It'll make more sense within the context of the song. And then the other, it does change in the final verse from as I sailed to see me die.
Sorry, Captain Kidd.
Sorry, Captain Kidd. But it's the exact same. It's the exact same melody. So yeah.
Ready? I'm sure you are by now.
It's 10 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah,
and here comes the shanty.
Here we go.
Oh my name was Captain Kidd.
As I sailed, as I sailed.
Oh, my name was Captain Kidd. As I sailed. My name was Captain Kidd, and God's laws I did forbid. And so wickedly I did as I sailed, as I sailed. So wickedly I did as I sailed. Oh, I murdered William Moore as I sailed, as I sailed. Oh, I murdered William Moore as I sailed. I murdered William Moore, and I laid him in his gore, not many leagues from the shore. As I sailed, as I sailed, I murdered William Moore, as I sailed. Oh, I spied 3 ships from Spain, as I sailed, as I sailed. Oh, I spied 3 ships from Spain, as I sailed. I spied 3 ships from Spain, and I fired on them amain, and most of them I slain, as I sailed, as I sailed, and most of them I slain, as I sailed. Come, all you young and old, see me die, see me die. Come, all you young and old, see me die. You are welcome to my gold, and by it I lost my soul. Come, all you young and old, see me die, see me die. Come, all you young and old, see me die.
There you go. Watch out for those lyric chains in the last verse.
Gotcha.
Got him. But there you go. So there's your interesting pirate history for the day.
This one has a lot more history. That usually they don't have that much history behind them. But.
Things you never knew you wanted to know about piracy, but now you do. So you're welcome.
Yep. F in chat for Captain Kidd.
Yeah. Sorry there, Captain Kidd. But that's your pirate shanty for the day, and we'll be back again tomorrow with more shanties, maybe pirate themes, maybe not. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we love you guys, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.